Alright, so today's update video. I've been sick all week, and I came in yesterday for a little bit to do some dyno tuning, but this is what we're working on. So that's a little turbo kit that we built that Red's working on. It's using a 62mm turbo, R manifold, tile, wastegate. We're making the dump. He wanted the skunk 2 manifold on this one, just to kind of give it that look. And then we got a lot to clean up still. And then I'm actually building the intercooler for it. I'll show you that. So this is what it starts out as. We just make the end tanks. So there's 2 end tanks. All our intercoolers have a deflector in it to make sure that the air dissipates evenly across the core. These are vibrant cores that we start with. They're pretty nice, so that's gonna be for that car. JR is doing a whole bunch of shit on this Beamer. So it's got all new bushings in the rear end, in the arms, pressing in, getting rid of all the old crusties. We're doing all new shit, so we're doing that along with a new diff. Jose's working on the S10. We're having transmission issues again. Andy's taking his trans out, unfortunately. Andy. Not too happy about that, but little throw bearing problem, whoopsie by him, that he's gonna take care of real quick. Been working on this, getting the floor cleaned up for the cage. It's already got the holes. We're just gonna drop it down instead of building boxes. So we got that. Got Andy eating lunch. He says fuck off. And then we got this 8th gen going home. I'm just gonna show it a little bit because Jose's actually doing a build breakdown video on it, but I just wanted to show it just because I think this thing's sick, and I want to share a little bit of it on this video. So as you can see on the outside of the car, it's like pretty stock. You don't really notice anything. Kind of get close, kind of see the intercooler there, but then you know it's just our spec turbo kit under there. Ended up making good power, but I'm not gonna go into too details because I'm gonna let Jose share more of that. But I just thought it was cool, and it's nice outside, so any excuse to not complaining because it's super nice out, and it shouldn't be in February. But that's pretty much all we got going on for today. I'll throw in a little bit of random clips that I filmed the rest of the day of me, like probably welding some shit and everyone else fucking around, so enjoy. So they're over there fucking with Andy's trans, getting it back in. He forgot when he did the K-swap and S2000 flywheel conversion, he put the throw bearing in wrong, so he switched it out real quick, so now everything's good. We're probably gonna fire that car up here in a little bit. And then me and Jose are back working on the S10 still, a little bit late tonight because I put a new clutch in. It was fine for a little bit, and now it's all fucked up. Kind of what we had last time. It lasted like for 1 session and then took a shit. So I don't know if the slave isn't good. We switched the master, didn't do anything, so we're gonna switch a slave real quick, and if that's not it, I'm going back to my clutch master's clutch instead of like a stock style one. Put a stock style one in because I like the way the pedal feels, and I don't really need it since it's not making much power, but I'd rather have it last longer than 20 seconds. All I did was 1 donut in this thing, and now it doesn't work. So yeah, we'll see if it's the slave or if I'm putting a new clutch in tonight.
Once you pick it up, you're not far enough back. See what I'm saying? You're fucking hitting the tip of that impression.
Alright, so it's the next day and I got our intercooler done. We have different options for outlets of what you want. You just got to let us know. This one is going on RSX and we're going to do 2.5-inch outlets. So I'll just go and show what the finished product looks like. We just got it all done and welded up. So we put mountings on each side. You can put it on the top depending on what you want, but we always do them on the side. It's a little bit easier on this chassis, so that's what it looks like. So full vibrant core, they're 3-inch, and then obviously we have our end tanks. This intercooler can easily support over 800 horsepower. I tell everyone it's our 800 horsepower package. If you want like a 4-inch core to go crazy, we can, but I have this intercooler on our race car and we have no struggles making close to 1,000 already, so that's the one we use on pretty much all our builds. Alright, so update on the S10. This morning I pulled the transmission, swapped out the clutch with the Clutch Masters one, so hopefully that doesn't give us any more problems. Yeah, the first time I had a Clutch Masters one, it lasted for 2 seasons. I didn't like how hard it was, so I switched to like a cheap-ass one from the auto parts store and lasted 1 session. Thought it was a fluke, tried another one, did a donut, pulled it in out of the shop a couple times, and it broke again. So I went back to the Clutch Masters one. Although the pedal feels like really stiff, it just is what it is, and I'm just going to deal with it because I'd rather race than have a nice soft clutch. So that's all done. Last night we left off with Andy taking his trans back out. He ended up putting it back in after he got the throw bearing situated. So this thing is pretty much ready to go in the dyno. Needs coolant, a couple other little things, and then he'll be ready to go tune on Haltech. So this thing, we got all the bushings all in and done in the new rear end, ready to go in, but because the owner decided to one-piece weld the exhaust, we can't really do the drive shaft separately, so we just took the trans since we were going to replace the clutch. But the clutch actually had a lot of life left. Like, nothing looks like it's worn out or anything like that. I mean, yeah, it looks used, but these BMW clutches usually last a really long time. We actually think that the reason he thought it was a clutch was his slave. I'm sure my camera's not really going to focus, but it's all gross and nasty and like leaking out of here. So he might have been losing a little bit of pressure in there, and that might have been why he felt like it was a problem. And then, yeah, the RSX, we're almost done. Just waiting for some piping to finish the exhaust for the turbo. And that's it. And whatever Jose's doing.
What's up?
Fancy stuff, he says. I don't know if it's fancy, but...
It's kind of fancy. This looks like a wideband. Plug. Setup.
I mean, it's just a DTM 4-pin plug.
Yeah.
So this is a harness that Jason Waters built for a circle track car that we're about to make extremely nasty. But the customer didn't know about us, so he had this done from Jason Waters. It's basically, this is like a plug and play to run the engine, nothing on the car. So obviously a circle track car doesn't matter, but we went ahead and built him a motor, which I don't know which one it is.
Can you that fast?
You're supposed to say like and subscribe.
Oh, like and subscribe.